Yo, what's up, family? Word to the full moon. I think it's in Pisces. Might be. Anyways, it's like 5 a.m. Can't sleep, so I'm gonna drop another video. I have a special guest, Young Moolah. So let's talk some more about food and why we're deteriorating so much. The ancient Greeks, before the time of Egypt, these guys ate a mostly fruit-based diet, and they were living up to 200 years. 200. Who's making it close to 200 nowadays? Nobody. Barely, rarely people making it to 100. And by the time they get there, they're pretty beat up. And why is that? Why is that? Why is the aging process being expedited? I'll tell you why. Because we're not eating foods that are in harmony with our vessels. You know, what happens if you pump diesel fuel in a gas engine? The engine blows. So when you put these foods in your mouth, like these animal products that we are not designed to eat, our vessel starts to malfunction. We start to deteriorate at rapid rates. We're not designed to consume these foods. You know, our body, we're so powerful that we still live a pretty decent life, you know, consuming these foods, but you're not thriving, and you're cutting your lifespan into like half, when really, you know, if we should really be living up to 200 years old and we're barely making it to our 90s, what does that tell you? You know, generations of improper eating have ruined us. Like, that's really that's really it. You know, I think after a couple generations of us getting back to eating in harmony and eating, you know, the way we should, we're designed to eat, I think we can start hitting the 200s again. You know, I think there's no reason why we shouldn't be. Like, getting older in age doesn't equate to rapid deterioration. You know, the reason we're deteriorating at rapid rates is because of food that we're eating. We're eating acidic foods, we're eating mucus forming foods, you know, we're eating foods that are backing us up. We're consuming foods that are consuming us. You know, food should be nothing more. It's an energetic exchange. We need to change our relationship with food. Like, it's just instilled so deep in the culture, you know, and overeating and all of this. You know, every time you get together with your family, what do? You eat, you know? Well, every time there's a party get together, there's food everywhere, you know, there's food on the table, you know, and that wouldn't be a problem if it was, you know, a bunch of fruits and veggies. But, you know, we got this barbecue and all these dead foods, you know, and all this mucus forming food, all this acidic food, you know, and that's really what's fucking us up. We gotta come back. We gotta come back to nature. We gotta come back to eating the diet we were designed to eat. You just, like, you know, it's so much energy being consumed by the foods, you know, by the improper foods. So much digestive energy. All of our other functions are working on low. Our eliminative organs are compromised. Our brain capacity is compromised because our body's working overtime trying to digest and trying to fight this battle. You know, you're treating it like a dumpster. you know, and your body's just like all day, like boom, 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 trying to fight, trying to keep up, trying to eliminate, trying to eliminate, trying to eliminate, and you keep treating it like a dumpster. You keep putting junk in and giving it a hard time. You know, and you wonder how we develop these hormonal imbalances. You wonder why we got so much mental illness and so much disconnection in the world. You know, that's what happens. You eat the wrong foods and your body starts to malfunction. It's really simple, guys. Like, how could you not see it? You know, like, how sick is the world? You know, how sick, you know, how sick are we as a people? You know, like there's never been more cancer, there's never been more disease and all these new things coming out. Like, yo, like, it's common sense, you know, and it just blows my mind that people are coming to these doctors with cancer and all this, and these doctors, not one of them mentions anything about diet. You know, a doctor was actually encouraging one of my clients, their dad got cancer, was diagnosed with cancer, and the doctor was encouraging him to drink milkshakes, you know, to eat fast food so he can gain weight, so he won't lose so much weight during chemotherapy. Like, are you fucking crazy? Like, what's wrong with you, yo? Like, that shit really just boils my blood. Like you're doctors, like, you're supposed to be healers, and you're not even talking about food. You're not even talking about the chemistry that we're ingesting. Like, that to me is like, this doesn't sit well. This doesn't sit well. So we gotta get educated. We gotta empower ourselves. You know, a lot of eating is emotional eating. You know, we eat our emotions. We overeat. As I said, food should be an energetic exchange. You know, like, what is this food giving me? Is it giving me life? You know, is it nourishing me? Is it uplifting me? Is it energizing me? Is it electric? Is it hydrating? Or is it dead? Is it dehydrating? Does it have no electricity? You know, our diets as a people contain mostly dead foods and not electric foods. And we're electric magnetic beings. We need that electricity. Otherwise, the engine starts to malfunction. The vessel starts to deteriorate. Your brain's fogged. Your mind's fogged. You're not thinking straight. You're disconnected. We're magnets. We're magnets, and we're wondering why all this weird shit is coming into our life, you know, but we're putting in all this dead food in our bodies. You know, we're putting all the suffering of all these animals into our bodies. Like, think about it. If energy's not destroyed, it's only transferred. You know, you're transferring that. You're transferring that consciousness of that animal. You're transferring that suffering, you know. My great-grandpa, he lived to 108 years old, you know. That's a pretty damn long time for, you know, this day and age. You know, he passed, like, you know, when I was younger. So, you know, 15 years back. But you don't hear about a lot of people living to 108 years old. But guess what? This man ate a diet of mostly fruits and vegetables. And he did eat animal products. He did eat chicken and stuff like that, and he would have milk. But these chickens, like, they were actually free. He had acres of land. Like, his animals were running around free. They weren't caged up. They weren't cooped up. You know, they were in harmony with nature. And he didn't have refrigeration, so everything he ate had to be fresh. You know, and he had goats, so he would have fresh goat's milk in the morning, which is actually alkaline. You know, raw milk is alkaline. But we shouldn't really consume cow's milk because of how large this animal is, and it's a hormonal fluid, you know. So those hormones that you're ingesting from that cow, it's messing with our hormones, and it's creating cell mutation, and it forms mucus in our body, you know. And when the milk is cooked, it becomes acidic. It goes from alkaline to acidic. You know, you're much safer drinking goat's milk. A goat is much smaller. So, but milk is hormonal fluid. Whether the cow is organic or non-injectable hormones, it's still hormonal fluid. That cow is going from, the baby cow is going from 60 pounds to 600 pounds in a couple of months, and it gets to weigh thousands of pounds. Like, that has no business in our bodies. Like, fam, you're not lactose intolerant. You're just not a baby cow. The baby cow's milk is for baby cows. It's not for humans. Like, I mean, that's just fact. Y'all can eat it if you want to, but I mean, this is fact. And the only people, the people that can now tolerate, you know, lactose and dairy is because of mutation. Like, we fed our bodies so much crap for so long that our body's mutating to try to survive, you know, to try to keep up. That's just crazy to me. That's just crazy to me. You know, like, just keep it simple, man. Like eat these live foods. Like, we're so addicted to all the seasoning and all these things and all these stimulating foods. And you don't realize it until you try to cut it off. You know, when I first went raw, and you know, I started eating these simple foods, it was crazy. Like, all the cravings, you know, I hadn't ate fast food and crap for months, but all of this stuff is coming up. You know, I'm getting cravings from McDonald's and all this stuff. You know, while you're detoxing, all this stuff comes up. You know, our bodies should be keeping up. Like, yeah, oh, we have people like, oh, detoxification isn't real. That's what our kidneys and our liver are for. I'm like, yeah, that's true. That's what our kidneys and our liver are for. But our kidneys and our livers and our eliminated organs are compromised because of the overconsumption of acid-forming foods. Our body can't keep up. We're feeding it trash, and it can't keep up. So it starts to break down. It starts to deteriorate. We start to age. Our skin starts to fall, all of that. You know, it's this acidic food. We lose the elasticity in our skin. Our joints starts to hurt. We get arthritis. What is the acids in the body? Why? Because you're eating acidic foods. You eat an alkaline diet, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be Gucci. You're gonna be 110 years old doing backflips. You feel me? You're gonna be looking brand new. You're gonna be looking young. Like, getting old doesn't mean you have to age ungracefully. You can age gracefully. And there's people, yes, there is people that, you know, don't eat the best diet and they still look pretty good, you know, but that's genetics. People got strong genetics. But imagine if you took these already strong genetics and you ate the proper diet. Imagine the possibilities, you know? One of my other grandpas, this nigga, he smoked 80 cigarettes a day. 80 from the age of 10 to 65. And at 65, the doctor said, if you want to die within the next month, keep doing what you're doing. So he stopped drinking. He was drinking 6 to 10 beers a day and smoking 80 cigarettes. From age 10, you know, he was smoking the cigarettes. At about age 15, he started drinking. So from age 10 to 15 to 65, he smoked 80 cigarettes a day. And he drank all this fucking beer, right? All this alcohol every day, right? The doctor said, you gotta stop or you ain't gonna make it. So he stopped, and guess what? He lived another 20 years. He lived to 85. I mean, that shows you the power of genetics. But imagine if this man took care of himself. Imagine if he ate right. Imagine if he didn't smoke 80 cigarettes a day. You know, imagine if he didn't drink, you know, 8 to 10 beers a day. He would have lived deep into his hundreds. Just like my other grandpa. You know, so it's crazy. It's just crazy, but it's right there. Like, you see it. You see it, and you're seeing people younger and younger with arthritis and all these illnesses and all these things, you know. It's just simple. It's the food, you know. It's so nice. It's so nice to break away from the addiction of food. Like, there's so much more to life than just food. Like, we're eating something and we're already thinking about the next meal and the next meal. Like your life just revolves around eating. That's fucking annoying, yo. Like, when I changed my relationship with food, like, it was so liberating, you know. Like, now I can fast. I can go 20 hours with no food, and I'm working. I'm stretching these big guys, these athletes, 250 pounds, 6'2", 6'3". I'm stretching them. I'm working, you know. I'm all day long, no food, water, no food, no problem. I come home, I'll have dinner, you know. I'll eat a couple mangoes, I'll go to sleep, wake up, start all over again, energized, turned up, you know. And my body keeps a certain weight. I'm not having nowhere near 2,000 calories a day. That's a fucking myth. You know, 2,000 calories, that's a myth. When you eat right and your body's clean, you absorb so much. Like, all deficiencies, all this crap, all these vitamin deficiencies, all this, it stems from malabsorption. You know, it's because our gut is backed up. It's because our gut is filled with mucous plaque, you know, from all the dairy, all the gluten, all that stuff. You know, all those processed foods, all of that, it's sticking to our bowel walls, so we're not absorbing nutrients. And then what happens, we're hungry all the time, and we're eating, but we're eating dead foods. We're eating foods that are not rich in nutrients, you know, they're not rich in vitamins. And so we're lacking things. You know, I don't take any supplements. I don't take anything. I just eat my fruits. You know, I eat my veggies, and that's it. And I feel fucking great. I feel better now than ever before. You know, I don't worry about none of that. I don't worry about, oh, am I getting these vitamins? Am I getting that? No, I just eat the food that we're designed to eat, and your body's gonna take care of the rest. Believe that. Believe that. And man, just try it for yourself. You know, try it for yourself. Disconnect from food. You know, like step away from that addiction. Think about food like this. Think about it like, what is this food doing for me? Is it giving me life? Is it hydrating me? Or is it dehydrating me? Is it making me sleepy? Is it giving me the itis? Like, I used to eat, you know, big old bowl, rice, beans, steak, all this, you know, I'm Cuban. Man, I know, I've been on the other side of it. You know, I didn't grow up like this. I got educated. And I changed. And let me tell you, nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. You know? Word to Lysamps. Nothing. There's nothing like this feeling. There's nothing like feeling light, like stepping into your light body and just buzzing all day long. You know, being more connected. You know, not being a slave to food. Like, most of us are slaves to food. Like, emotional eating, like, really rules our fucking life. And we need to be aware. We need to be aware of that. And we need to focus on health. And we need to stop focusing on disease. Let's focus on health. You know, but let's eat foods that promote health. Let's eat foods that promote longevity. You know, let's eat foods that hydrate ourselves. Love yourselves. Love yourselves. You know, eat right. Like, I get most of my hydration from my fruit. I barely drink water. Fruit hydrates you at a much higher level. Like, nothing man-made could duplicate that filtration system. The rain rains into the ground. The tree, the roots absorb the water. The plant, you know, the tree bears fruit. That water through the ground, into the tree, out the branches, into the fruit. I mean, talk about harmony. I mean, that's God right there. And then you put this in your mouth, like, you're alive. Like, these fruits are the highest vibrating food on the planet. Y'all talk about vibes and good vibes only and yada yada. But why are you eating these low vibrating foods? Why are you eating processed foods? Why are you eating dead foods? My vegans, I love y'all. I fuck with the vision. I love the animals. Respect the animals. Don't eat the animals. But a lot of you guys are eating all this soy, all this processed food, all these grains, all these dead foods. And that's not it, Chief. It's really not. That's not it. You gotta eat alive foods. You gotta eat live foods. You gotta eat these foods that hydrate you on a cellular level. You gotta eat these electric foods. High vibrations. You know, grains, all this other heavy food, that's just dead. Lower vibes. Lower vibes. Soy, processed like shit. GMO like shit. Like, soy is one of the most sprayed crops besides corn. They call it Roundup Ready soy. That shit will fuck up your endocrine system. It fucks up your hormones. It fucks up everything. It's acidic as shit. It messes with your enzymes, messes with everything. Like, we need to move away. Like, I understand, like, as a transition, you know, you got off meat, so now you got the meat replacements, but we gotta dead that shit. Like, you're not into eating animals, you know, so, like, why are we eating, like, meat replacements? That's just kind of weird. Like, that don't really sit well with me. You get me? I'm not, you know, I'm not judging you. You know, I've been there before. I'm just speaking from experience, you know? You gotta think, like, all these processed food, it's not in harmony, you know? That's not really nature. Like man got his hand on it too much. Like, keep it simple. You want to vibe higher? Eat higher vibrating foods. Eat the highest vibrating food on the planet. And what foods have the highest vibration on the planet? Fruits and vegetables. Fruits yield you more energy because they're easier to digest. You know, like a fruit is digested in like 30 minutes. It literally like breaks up in your mouth. Veggies take a little bit more work, you know, because of the cellulose. And as we're not herbivores, you know, the herbivores, they bite and they grind, so they break down that cellulose. That's not how our mechanism works. Our jaw doesn't move like that. You know, our jaw doesn't grind the food like that. So we're much more efficient consuming fruits. Veggies are, you know, by no means an enemy, but if you're talking about easy digestion, you're talking about better taste, you know, more palatable and more electric, you know, yielding you more energy, fruit is the way. Veggies are gonna require more digestive energy, and they're not as palatable. Honestly, like, who's eating fistfuls of kale? Not me. You know, like, you gotta dress them. Think about this. Is simple. The fruit is ready to go. You peel and eat. The veggies, usually we gotta dress them. You know, a lot of people are not eating. I mean, I know some people do, but overall, we're not eating a lot of just straight raw veggies. You gotta, you know, put a little seasoning. You gotta dress it up a little bit. So, yeah, man, like, empower yourself. Like that's something you have control over. Like the food that you put inside your mouth. Like, what's more important than the chemistry that you're ingesting? You know, the chemistry that you're ingesting 3 times a day. Like, this physical plane is ruled by chemistry. You know, and there's 2 sides of it. You got alkaline, you got acidic. What side do you want to be on? You want to be acidic? No. So stop eating acidic foods. You want to be alkaline? Yes. So eat alkaline foods. Simple, family. Keep it real with y'all, you know? Let's get it, you know? Let's eat right. Let's eat these fruits. Let's eat these veggies. You know, drink our juices. You know, let's reconnect. Let's empower ourselves. Let's break away from this addiction to food, you know? Don't let this food rule your life. You get me? I love y'all. Bless. Namaste.